Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Ito na ang update na inaabangan ng marami. Okay, guys, for the first time since the 70s, bumaba ng husto ang populasyon ng Canada. And of course, this is attributed sa paghihigpit sa immigration na ngayon dahil sa datos na to, it's safe to say, marami nang umalis ng Canada. Mostly non-permanent residents. Hihimayin natin, ano bang nangyari, Attorney Lutang Zalan? Ito na, no? Let me
Ay,
put up the title and the report. One of the many reports now. Okay, guys? Teka muna.
marami na nga.
Yan. Okay. Para makita natin yung bilang. Canada reports biggest population decline on record. This is from the Globe and Mail. Ilan ang ibinaba? Sa third
Parang,
quarter lang po to ng 2025 ha. Ang national population nabawasan ng more than 76,000 people. Okay. Siyempre counted din dyan yung mga, lahat yan hindi lang yan temporary residents. Pero kung titignan mo, meron ditong data on how many non-permanent residents left. Andito po yan. Teka.
talaga, na-disaggregate nila.
Oo, para mahigit 100,000 ang naibawas. Teka. Ano ba yan ngayon? Hindi ko naman makita.
Ayun.
Ito, wait. I think it was from the different report that I saw. Teka muna.
Ano ba to? Globe and Mail ba to?
Oo, Global Mail. Dito
Yung
tayo. Sa Global News. Ito pala, nilipat ko na ha.
Okay.
Okay. So, national population fell by 76,000 plus. Okay. In the third quarter, in a span of 3 months. Ang number
Right.
of non-permanent residents decreased by 176,000 plus over the same period. That's big. Some might say, paano mo i-reconcile yun? Again guys, kasi yung national population, hindi lang naman yan bilang na mga umaalis, meron ding nadadagdag. So perhaps na-offset yan by like new PRs who came from outside, new births, yung mga ganyan ba. Okay, so yun ang explanation dyan. Olu, ano na, so I guess this is clear that people are indeed leaving in big numbers at gumagana yung tightening of immigration policies. Where do you
Okay.
attribute this the most?
Ayun nga, yung mga temporary residents na naubusan na ng kanilang runway, umaalis. Kasi ayaw din naman nilang i-jeopardize yung kanilang future in Canada na wala silang status, di ba? Kasi hindi ibig sabihin na natapos na yung work permit mo in Canada, tapos na yung PR journey mo. Pwede pa eh. May mga ways pa to come back later on. Lalo na yung mga tao na walang na pumasok sa Canada student, nagtrabaho sa Canada, walang work experience from outside. From that perspective, yung points nila pwede nilang pagandahin kapag nagtrabaho sila abroad, 'di ba? For 1 year. So may mga ganong story nakikita na syempre lalabas sila, and siguro yung mga tao dito kasi napag-usapan na natin once, 'di ba? Wala ngang tracking mechanism ang Canada. Actually, mga nakakausap din ako na kung creative itong immigration tsaka CBSA, i-combine lang nila yung datasets nila eh. Kasi yung IRCC may mga pangalan sila, 'di ba? Last name, first name, datasets. Tapos may ma-match nila yun dun sa roster na ipinapasa ng mga airline to CBSA sa mga lumalabas. So in a way, mako-cross-reference sila yan across dun sa database ng IRCC. Pareho naman silang agency na may access sa GCMS.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
matatrace at matitrace nila to. So, it's a very interesting development. Gawa nga na na-realize na ng mga weaknesses in terms of surveilling. Ngayon, na-surveil na nila. Pangalawa, nakita nila yung numbers talaga bumababa under TR, which is not surprising. Natural
Yeah.
ito, and we're probably gonna see more in the coming year.
Actually, yan ang next question ko. Is this just the beginning? And could this number, lalo na yung sa non-PR population na paalis, lalaki in the coming, in 2026?
Oh yeah. I mean, prescient, di ba? Kasi dati pa natin pinag-uusapan na 2026 is going to be a banner year for enforcement. Maraming mga PGWP ang mapapasok. Tapos, I think it was like 2 weeks ago na may lumabas na report nga na paamin yung government na wala silang plan on how to enforce. Tapos, I think you covered it. Tapos, ni-replay mo yung video natin noon. Yun nga, nandun na tayo, and 2026 will definitely show this. At
Mhm.
kung sinasabi mo nga na, yun nga, may 70+ thousand itong quarter na 'to, paano pa next year? I think it's gonna go up, in terms
Yeah.
of, like, departures by temporary residents. It doesn't mean
Oo.
na bababa pa lalo yung population kasi gaya nga ng sabi mo, Ina, may mga pumapasok pa rin, may mga
Mm.
pinapanganak pa rin. Kasi siyempre yung levels plan, they take into account yung mga exits tsaka mga births, tsaka
Yeah.
deaths, 'di ba?
Okay. Eto naman Lu, sasabihin nung ilan. Okay, so what does this mean for people who are inside Canada? Ibig sabihin ba, eto na kasi nga many are blaming immigrants. Guys, ako personally, hindi lang naman ng many are blaming non-permanent residents for the pressure sa government resources,
Mhm.
hospitals, yung mga housing, ganyan.
Right.
Ngayon ba dahil malaki ang umaalis sa populasyon nila, Lu, ano na, mag-iisap na yung mga long queues in hospitals,
Naku,
yung mga ganyan.
parang ang hirap naman i-predict na gano'n nga exactly yung mangyayari from black to white or white to black, however you
Yeah,
wanna see it. Kasi tandaan mo yung ibang mga nagtatrabaho sa office sa hospitals, iba sa kanila naka-temporary resident
that's
status
right.
din,
Oo,
'di ba?
oo.
So paano yun, hindi naman hindi automatic yun. So, will there be less lines? Yes. Pero in terms of, like, service delivery, will it be effective? Most definitely it will be affected. Ang daming mga hospitals na dependent din, clinics na dependent din on people who hold postgrad work permits or LMIA supported work permits. So, hindi siya gano'n ka-clean na black and white analysis, guys.
Oo.
Lagyan naman natin ng nuance 'yan. Pero it's a very valid point, and a valid question na tanungin na gaganda na ba? I suppose na i-ease up yung ano, yung
Yung
demand, yung aggregate demand. Pero at the same time, titignan mo din siya dun sa supply ng services. Match ba 'yan? Kung housing kasi, hindi naman ano, 'di ba, yung housing is housing, ayan na 'yan, 'di ba?
mm,
Pero yung provision of services, that's a different story. So halimbawa yung emergency rooms, for example,
mhm,
versus yung number of apartments for rent. Kasi
mhm,
'di ba I'm sure napag-usapan mo na 'to dito sa channel na 'to, yung nararamdaman na ng mga landlords na umuunti na nga yung mga potential tenants nila, 'di ba? Ta's nagmura
mhm.
na ng rent across Canada because bumababa nga yung number ng temporary residents. So there are bright spots. There are spots na hindi as bright. Pero yun nga, yung aggregate demand bumababa.
Yan, oo. Speaking of yung not so bright spots, meron din akong nakitang ilang mga comments na, "Uy, dapat din mag-ingat ang gobyerno ng Canada na hindi masyado bumaba ang population." Because guys, as we know, isa po talaga rin sa underlying issue, problem ng Canada is its aging population.
Yes,
Okay, ang dami nagre-retire, hindi napapalitan ng mga bagong
correct.
Canadian dahil mababa din ang birth rate dito. So what do you think
Right.
about that? Are you seeing, let's say, a certain period lang, let's say 5 years na ganito or 3 years or 2 years na magbabawas? And then when do you expect it to sort of stabilize and
I mean,
slightly grow ng konti to meet yung needs naman ng population?
kung naka-focus tayo sa temporary residence, yun nga, next year talaga yung magiging banner year, I think. Kasi maraming yung mga permits na mag-e-expire starting 2026. Actually, I think nagsimula na nga eh. Um, if we're talking about stabilization, it will become a question of the levels plan.
Alright.
According to the levels plan, hold the pattern until 2027, 2028. So 25, 26,
Oh,
27, 3 years daw na ibababa nila. After that, pwedeng isipin ulit ng gobyerno, okay, according to our demographic realities, ano yung plan for 28, 29, 30? So
yeah.
ganon, ganon ang mangyayari. I don't think that the government will let it get to a point, or anyway, at least any sensible government will not let it get to a point na wala tayo sa demographic replacement rate. In 20 years or so, alam mo yun, mas marami pa lalong magre-retire in
Yeah.
Canada. Sino magbabayad ng pension nila? Sino
Mhm.
magbabayad ng healthcare nila? Kung paliit ng palit ang population, we don't need to look too far. Go to Japan, tignan nyo, aging ang population nila. Ang laki ng problema nila sa pension system nila. It's the same in Europe. Mas mahirap i-solve ang demographic decline kaysa sa pag-manage ng growth.
Yeah.
So, I agree with those analysts, those economists who are saying, and demographers are saying na ingat din si Canada dapat dito. And I don't think pababayaan naman to.
Yeah, oo. So parang totoo 'no, Lu, yung dati ko pang naririnig na ang immigration sa Canada, it's like a cycle. May paghihigpit for like a few years, and then after a few years of tightening of policy, medyo magluluwag-luwag na naman ng konti. Sabi nila parang sino nga ba 'to nakausap ko dati, usually parang every 5 years gano'n nagiging trend raw. Do you, share that observation?
I mean, it will blow according to whatever political persuasion and policy choices the government of the day has.
Okay.
And I agree na if there is a loosening, it usually comes back with a tightening. Kasi
Yeah.
kung sumobra, kailangan talaga mag-compensate. So it's just one policy compensating after the other. So
Yeah.
there is balance there. I see that point. Pero syempre, yung reality on the ground, ramdam natin yun. Ramdam natin yun.
Oo. And eto na, sige maikli lang naman 'tong episode na 'to guys ano. Ako I want to
Sige.
also point out guys, itong nare-record na umaalis, obviously these are ayun na nga, na-record sila. There is a group of people which I truly believe 'no, it's going to be a sort of an issue soon, yung mga undocumented who are staying here and not leaving. Hindi pa yan
Mm.
naka-count 'no? What do you think is going to happen dito sa undocumented population in Canada because of these restrictions? Kasi some are
Ma-
saying, no, kailangan din bilangin, subukang piliting mabilang ang mga ito, which is very hard to do. Para makita talaga kung gumagana yung immigration policy changes.
That's interesting. It's very hard to do that. In
Yeah.
terms of absolute numbers, it's never going to be the same as the US, for example. Otherwise, overrun na talaga tayo dahil ang
Oo.
population natin is only 40 million, for example. Now, if we're thinking in proportion, obviously, as we said, madaming ang temporary residents in Canada who are leaving, and of course, some will choose to stay even if they go underground. It's a matter of like enforcement at that point, diba? It becomes a question of like mahanap pa sila, may expel, remove ba sila from Canada? Um, will it have an effect on the economy? We also have to understand na kahit na wala silang papel, they still contribute to the economy. So
All right.
hindi naman sila automatic na drain sa Canada. Medyo controversial statement, of course, considering that we know that there's like a strain in our resources, housing, etc., etc. Pero at the end of the day, there will still be jobs in our economy, and I think it's an opportune time to talk about this with an economist as well. Actually, sa mga nakausap ko rin, na hindi talaga tatanggapin ng mga Canadians or Canadian permanent residents na sadly, yun nga, kaya nga tayo may temporary foreign worker program, pero sadly, dito mapupunta yung mga out of status.
Oo.
So, ang question dito, how will they regularize themselves? Are there pathways? The answer is yes. If they end
There's
up like,
an upcoming one, right?
I mean,
Ay, hindi, TR
they
to PR
could
pala yun. Mali ako. Sorry.
TR
Oo.
to PR yun, itatargetin nila yung mga in-status yan. Just like
Yeah nga pala.
historically, ah. Pero syempre, wala
Oo.
naman yung program guidelines. Ang dami ko na nga inquiries about the TR to PR. Pero sa totoo lang,
Oo.
walang straightforward way of answering it.
Mhm.
But anyway, to go back to the point about the undocumented, only time will tell.
Mhm.
Pero I'm sure the government is already starting to build capacity as regards to surveillance and how to find them, and basically isa-isa yan tatanggalin.
Yeah.
Ganun talaga.
Oo.
Hindi naman yan mass.
Yeah. Naalala ko lang bigla pala, no? Kasi one critique is, um, tama, totoo ba yan? Inaccurate daw. Maaaring inaccurate itong population data kasi nga there is an unaccounted group of people which are the undocumented people. Yun yung sinasabi pala no, nung ilan. Is it even accurate na nabawasan? Parang hindi ko nararamdaman. Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi nandito pa rin, nag-overstay na sila at hindi naman yan bilang sa
Oo.
census, kumbaga.
Wala naman kasing una sa lahat, actually, binibilang sila sa census.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, they're counted in the census. They don't ask for documentation status.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Binibilang sila sa census. And tandaan din natin, yung census, as much as we want to be like universal, gumagamit din sila ng probabilistic models to actually like infer the actual numbers. Hindi naman exactly
I,
one for one ang bilangan dito eh. Yung
I
PSA
see.
kasi sa Philippines, di ba talaga nag-house to house sila?
Oo.
Oh.
Katok.
Oo, hindi. Sa Canada, hindi po ganyan ang metodolohiya na ginagamit. Gumagamit po sila ng complex statistical models to actually send out, yung annual survey nila, meron yan. Yung iba nakakatanggap. Every 10 years naman, they will do an actual survey that they mail out as much as they can. Siyempre they
Mhm.
account plus or minus, gano'n yun, may room for ano sila, may margin sila diyan. But bottom line there is that the undocumented is also counted. And how else can they count? Na-hint na natin 'to sa isang episode.
Okay.
Well, first of all, how many people in a given community, for example, na nag-report sa census, ano yung bilang ng munisipyo in terms of household, ano yung average size ng household, they can infer those numbers.
Got it.
Gaano karami gumagamit ng ospital, ng municipal pool, ng library, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Ng public transportation, they can infer numbers. There are statistical models.
Alright, that's good to know. Okay, ngayon ko lang nalaman yun. See, I learned something new again. Thank you so much, Attorney Lou, again for your time kahit na holiday season. Alam kong busy-busy ka. Maraming salamat. If you guys have any other questions, put them down there in the comment section or you can also ask si Attorney Lou directly. Ayan po ang kanyang email sa ibaba. We will end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Thank you!
Bye! Merry Christmas!